What's up, folks? Happy Tuesday. It is a wonderful Tuesday here at High Level. I am excited to bring Chris Corner back for a day two as we do these 2 to 3 day workshops. Sometimes we do 3 days, sometimes we do two, depending on the amount of content. And today's going to be special because yesterday we talked a lot about the strategy behind the business, the 30,000 foot view, the eagle eye view. But today we're going to go granular and go inside the high level system and app. And we're going to kind of navigate with Chris and his business and just kind of build some cool things out with you for you. So you should be excited if you ask me. One, you get all the free snapshots and things like that just by attending. Obviously, you do have to have a high level account to use a snapshot. But Chris, thanks for coming back, man. I know we started this live a little early. I wanted to kind of interact with the crowd and see who's kind of sitting in the front of the classroom and things like that.
Yep. Thanks for having me. I mean, today's going to be even better.
Absolutely.
It's raining here in Texas, but my heart is happy and my energy is up.
Yeah, same here. It is pouring down here in Houston, Texas. So you're in Dallas, so
Yep.
probably catching the same wave of clouds.
Yep.
So either way, we've got a action-packed, jammed session here today. Ray is saying hello. Hey Ray, thanks for checking in. We've got Pete Wilkinson in the house. Donald Cook in the house from Atlanta. We've got Reese Carpenter. Hello, Reese. Thanks for, people always wonder if this is a really a live or if it's like a recorded live. But I'm telling you, the workshops we do are actually, yeah, that's right,
It's
actually
11
live.
o'clock on my watch. Tuesday,
Yes.
February 22nd. It is Paulson's 40th birthday today. And the coincidences to end all coincidences, it's my wife's 40th birthday. They were born on the
Yes.
same day.
Yep.
What
I
a,
wonder what time. What do you know what time she was born?
oh, I don't. I should find that out.
I was born on a Monday at 4 p.m. So
Mm.
it would be crazy if we're just a few hours apart.
I'm sure it was Monday. I bet it was Monday though.
Let's see. We got more people in the house. Thank you for the wishes. Let's see. Martin's asking, is this live? Yes, it is. Serena is feeling what we're feeling. Ew, Texas. Yes, it is a rainy day, but a happy day.
Yep.
Andy from MT, I believe that's Montana. We've got Oscar in the house from Atlanta. Samuel. Let's see. Gene says, is there a replay? Yes, there is a replay. If you go to our YouTube channel, you'll catch yesterday's. We started the live early, a few minutes early today, just so we can just say hi to a lot of you. We didn't get a chance to do that yesterday. We've got Germany in the house, Frisco, Texas, UK in the house, more people from Atlanta, North Carolina, DR. Either that's North
Dominican Republic.
Carolina. Oh, Dominican Republic. Okay, yeah, yeah. Tennessee. Martin says it's 5 p.m. here in UK. Thanks for spending your evening with us. Hello from Dubai. Yes, yes, Dubai. I was there about a month and a half ago. I was stuck there actually in the middle of a little bit of activities, all the military activities that were happening. So it took me a while to get out of there, but grateful to be back. So let's get right into today's session, Chris. Can you recap yesterday, if you don't mind? As people are trickling in, I'll kind of engage with them as they come in. But we talked a lot about yesterday on the business model.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yesterday, the whole thesis was AI is exploding. And so it's never been more important to have your own unique voice, your own unique followers, even if it's 100, as long as they like you, they're loyal to you, they trust you, they feel like they identify with you. That has never been more critical than ever. So that was the thesis. And then we talked very tactically about how to make good content, how to grow your audience on different platforms, how they're the same, how they're different, what a good hook is, what the retention gospel is, how they go hand in hand, best practices. And the whole like background of that was I was making a lot of money on Facebook. They shut me down. So you shouldn't be reliant on a platform. And I used that opportunity to sell a Google Drive link for $97 that made 6 figures of profit in about a month and a half. So today we're going to talk about, okay, what what is the point of the content? After someone clicks, what do we do with them? How do we get their email? How do we monetize them? Because that's why we're here.
Absolutely. And it's not all about content. It is about the offer alignment and relevancy to the audience you're creating
Mhm.
content for, right? So
Yep.
Chris also talked about different platforms. Like he uses TikTok as a testing ground. He uses Instagram for certain things like sharing a lot. He uses YouTube for long form content, short form content. So if you want to watch the replay, we go granular on the content strategy. And Chris has, over 1 million followers across the board. And he kind of goes behind the platform, his own channels, and shares the numbers. I thought it was really interesting. First of all, not a lot of people could do that. They could, if you ask them to log into their actual social channels and show numbers, a lot of people cannot do that. So, Chris, thanks for the transparency and your willingness to kind of just share behind the scenes a little bit. So, let's go into today's stuff. Today, we're going to go in the app. It's going to be, a bit granular. We're going to talk a lot about X's and O's, automations and flows. And I kind of rhymed. So,
Good.
here we
You're on
go.
today. All right. Okay. So let's see. All right. So let's say you want to capture email addresses so you can monetize them, sell to them. That starts by posting something on social media. So I've been prepping all morning, and I took this post right here and I posted it. And I want to show you exactly what happens after you post, and to getting everything into high level, all the automations, all the workflows, all the recipes, so you can like know exactly where you're at with everyone. So I'm going to show you this post real quick. It's about this episode I published recently about this guy who does AI audits, and the magic is right here. Comment audit, and I'll send you the full template and biz plan so you can copy him. And then I copy and pasted the same thing in the comments, and then I pinned it. You can't pin it on desktop. I pinned it on my phone. And what you can see is people are commenting audit, and this was only posted an hour ago. So now we're going to go into high level, and I'm going to show you exactly what happens from there.
If you're able
So,
to zoom in
oh
your
yeah,
whole
yeah,
screen a bit more, I think it'll
yep.
help.
Let
So
me.
what we're doing here is connecting the bridge of content creation and audience building to actually automations and high level, right? So really,
Yes.
really important to kind of watch what's happening as you kind of build this out with Chris, okay?
Okay. So I am going to zoom in on everything. So it's going to be a little wonky, but I kind of treated this like a cooking channel where they
Yeah,
show you how to cook everything, but then they've already cooked it as well, just in case, right? Because we only
yeah.
have so much time today. So if something glitches out on me for whatever reason, I can just show you what I've already built. But I'm going to build this quote unquote from scratch. So we're going to start by going to create workflow. Okay. And we're going to start from scratch. We could build it with AI. It works really, really well. You just prompt it, guys, to see how it's done. So this is the first step of my workflow. We need a trigger, right? Every workflow needs a trigger and an action. What triggers the workflow? What should you do once that trigger is pulled? So we're going to go Instagram comments on a post. That opens up this screen. I'll keep zooming in. We're going to name it whatever. We're going to name it 422. That's tomorrow. And I'm going to pick my page. Now, in a minute, I'll go back and show you how to connect your page just so we can truly start from ground zero. But for now, just know it's connected, and I picked it from the dropdown. Post type is published post. We're just going to leave it there. And then it wants to know exactly which post we're talking about. Well, it's this one. These are sorted from most recent to least. So I'm going to comment on that one. And then we're going to add a filter. That's very, very important. The filter in this case is going to be the word audit. But since I already set this up, I don't want it to trigger twice. And so I'm just going to write example. Okay. Hold on. It's kind of being zoomed in. It's kind of messing me up a little bit. Oh, there it is. Sorry. Yeah, it was zoomed in, so I couldn't see what was below here. Contains phrase. I would put audit, but I'm just going to put example. We don't want to do exact match because some people might say, they might put audit in quotations. They might take you very literally, or they might say the word audit. You want to be sure it's just contains and not exact match. So contains phrase example, and then we want to check this box, first level comments. That is a first level comment. Whereas if someone comments on your post and then someone else comments on theirs and says, you're an idiot, I disagree, that's a second, third, or fourth level comment. We don't care about that.
Gotcha.
So we just want to track first level comments. And then we click save. So that's kind of like the hard part. That's the bulk of it. But then we got to come in here and say, all right, what happens when they do that? What do we do? Like, how do we continue to message them? So I'm going to go back here to the one that I built right here. And I'll show you that I set it up just as I showed you. Page, publish, same post. First level comments contains phrase audit. Okay. And then the next action is respond on comment. Now, this is going to be public to everyone in the world. We're going to like the comment with this toggle here. And then we're just going to put a bunch of different things in. Watch for the DM. Here it comes. All right, thanks. Check your DMs.
It's almost like a round robin of variety. So it's not like the same exact thing. So why is that important from a social platform policy standpoint, Chris? Can you talk a little, can you provide some context of why that's there?
So some platforms, some are more strict than others, but many platforms want to see variety. If this post were to absolutely go viral and I just comment, thanks, it's going to send flags to Instagram, Meta, Facebook, whoever, and say, this guy's spamming, this guy's botting. Now, I will say, Go High Level, their integration with Meta is like approved. They have a blessing. It's not like shady beneath the scenes. Like this is all above board and approved.
Yes.
Even still, you can still get flagged by filters. And so like, just to be safe, put 3 or 4 or 5 in there. Furthermore, even if most people know that it's automated, it still just looks more real. It's like, it's still something. It's more authentic. And every time you do this on future posts, you can just copy the same workflow and then just swap out the trigger word and everything else can stay the same. So you don't have to worry about like coming up with a bunch of different phrases to comment each time.
Yeah, this is exactly why you want to be very careful of just DMing people using social platforms, because after like 15, 20 of those, your profile will get flagged as a spammer, right? And then even your friends and family won't be able to reach you, and that it gets real messy once you go into those cubby holes or jails, social jails. It's really hard to get out an account out of it. So just be careful on that. And applies here. It's a reply DM. Even then, you want to be cautious. And we're not compliance experts. I'm just telling you what I've seen with my own agencies, and Chris is echoing the same thing.
Yep. And I will say it is very important that you ask them to comment, because it would not be compliant with Instagram if you didn't. You can only DM people that you don't follow, which that's most of these people, if they've recently commented on your post. If they commented 25 hours ago, I still can't. So this middle step right here is the key to all of this being compliant. They have to comment. That shows the algorithm that they're opting into talking to you more.
Yeah, and is there case sensitivity here? If somebody writes audit all capitalized, would it still, is that okay?
Still work. Still work. Yep. So then the next step is you are going to message them after they've commented. You don't want there to be, we could add a delay here. We don't want there to be a delay, because 5 seconds goes by and they've swiped on, they've moved on. They don't care about your business plan anymore, or whatever it is that you're offering them. So we want this to be immediate. So after they comment, within about 5 seconds, and any of you, by the way, any of you are welcome to go to my Instagram page right now, go to the most recent thing and comment audit, and you'll be able to see on the back end how this works. I know that's not like a subtle pitch to get more subscribers. You can unsubscribe right away, but I just want you to see like the full, you know what I'm saying, tip to tail of it. Okay. So after they comment, it's going to DM them. Okay. And this is all, and I'm going to show you what this looks like in a minute. Hey, get the full AI audit template, biz plan, plus 97 other biz ideas for free right here. You can see there's nothing there. That's for a good reason. If I were to put the hyperlink right here, it would not be clickable by default. That's just how Instagram works. Instagram wants them to click a button in the DMs. And so I'm going to check button. And then this is the title of the button. And then that is the link where it's going to go to.
And that, where did that link come from? That's something you created separately?
I'm getting there. Yep.
Okay.
I'm going to get there in a minute. So just so everyone can see what this looks like, I'm going to hold up my phone here. This was me on my personal account. Can you see that okay?
Let me go to my account and follow you there. Or I think I followed you yesterday. Let me find you and type in audit. So let's see. Audit. Okay. I just typed in audit and I see it. I mean, I see it on the account. I see it on my mobile. Yeah.
It's simply a button that says get the biz plan.
Yep. I can see it. Yep.
And what happens? What happens is it opens an Instagram browser, like a shadow browser inside the Instagram app, because they don't want you to leave Instagram. And what you see when you click is what we're about to build. So I wanted just to get up to that point.
Got it. Is everyone following so far? We're going.
And we can stop
right into the mix. Yeah, we're going right into the mix. You know, funny. Yesterday, everyone was like, "Can we go in the app and build stuff out?" And now we're in it. I just want to make sure you're following. If you're brand new to this, it's very normal to feel a bit overwhelmed. That's the world of high level, because there's 1,200 features. But once you spend some time and go through all the different tools and how it all correlates together, life will become a lot easier, I promise. People are saying, yes, we're following.
Okay. I'll also say, like, you're going to be tempted to add all kinds of complexities to these workflows because it feels good to build, but like, just keep it simple. Keep it simple.
So what we've done here is connect your social Instagram account to High Level. We've put a post out in your Instagram. In there, we've asked people to comment in that post. That comment has an automation that's connected back to High Level where you can collect leads.
Correct.
That's where we are so far. For those of you that are trying to just see the 30,000 foot view, that's kind of the bigger picture.
Yep. And let's say you want to tag these contacts, because they will be saved as a contact automatically. You could just add a plus right here. You could tag them. You could add it to an action item. You can merge it with an existing. You can do so many things here. But like, again, keep it simple. We just want to get their email address.
And why is tagging important?
Just for staying organized. You're probably going to have more than one lead magnet, and you want to know what person came from what lead magnet. To yesterday's example, we were talking about having like a lawn mowing Instagram page. Maybe some people want to buy fertilizer. Some people want to buy a lawnmower. Some people just want a PDF. If you have 30 different PDF lead magnets over the course of a year, and you tag all of those people that buy it as PDF, then when you go to sell a new one, you can promote it only to the people who are tagged as PDF. That way you're not spamming people that aren't likely to buy a PDF.
Got it.
Okay, so we are going to go to, let's see, sites. Trying to remember how to connect. Oh, yeah, integrations. So to connect your Instagram account, you're going to go to integrations, and you're going to go to Facebook. There's no Instagram because Instagram is part of Facebook, and you're just going to connect it. So if I were connecting, like if you just pretend Shopify is Instagram, you just log in with your credentials and it's connected, and then you can manage that connection on the marketing tab right here under social planner. So you can see here all of my social accounts that are connected. You can see statistics, and it will pop up in that drop down when you go to build the workflow that I just showed you.
Got it. And you do this for your customers as well, Chris?
We can. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is like, if you have any small business customers, they should be using this. Like, they should have comment on Instagram notifications. Like, hey, like John's HVAC business, we've got a spring sale, 20% off coupon for HVAC inspections. Like, did you know your HVAC unit is $10,000 to replace? If you don't get it inspected, you're less likely to replace it. For a 20% off inspection coupon, comment John's HVAC. Like, you could set this up in 5 minutes for your client. And then if you have 10 other clients, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, swap out John's HVAC with Chris's tree trimming. And you could charge hundreds of dollars a month to maintain that connection.
Wow. Yep.
Okay. Should I keep going?
Yeah. Keep going. Unless anybody else wants us to stop. We have a lot to go through. So I'm gonna kind of just get out of the way and let Chris do his thing. That's kind of my goal today. Is just to let you do your thing.
Let him cook.
Let him cook. And as people are commenting and providing feedback, I'll ask, the devil's advocate questions to kind of just make sure we see through all different lenses.
Perfect. Okay, so now we need a site and a funnel and a lead form. So we're going to go to the Sites tab to do that. So we're going to click New Funnel, and Funnel AI works amazingly. But you know what? Let's do that, because we didn't use AI on the last one. Let's do it on this one. We'll call it 422. We're going to say marketing agency. Doesn't matter. Generate more leads. Friendly. Takes about 5-10 seconds.
These are brand new features inside of High Level, all this AI stuff, by the way. So a good amount of stuff is still in beta. So remember to just get your hands on it early, and in the next like 2 months or so, I mean, you're going to see some matured versions of a lot of these, AI stuff. I've seen some previews of what's coming. It's pretty cool. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I don't know how much time we'll have when I'm done with all this, but I've been playing around with the AI Studio, like your vibe coding tool, and I would love to like give a few tips on that if we have time at the end.
Can we? Let's plan.
It's 5 days old.
For that later.
It just came out 5 days ago.
Give me a comment in the chat if high level vibe coding. If you want us to do a little vibe coding with the High Level tool, we would love to do that as part of what we're teaching here.
Yep.
Type in High Level vibe coding, and we'll see if we can save some time. We also want to do Q&A as well, so we want to make sure we answer as many questions as we can. All right, so this is the Funnel AI feature that you just clicked on, huh?
Yep. And I want to switch my screen for a minute, because before I strip down this website and everyone's like, what is he doing? I want to show you, after extensive A/B testing and like hundreds of thousands of dollars spent on Facebook ads, what my highest converting lead form website is. This is it. You're going to be very unimpressed, I promise you. That's it.
My God.
And I've tested this against everything, like testimonials, my face. Like I'm a real person. This converts the best. Okay. Now,
there's no distractions.
No, there's no distractions. Replace that sentence with whatever it is. I don't care what niche it is. I don't care if you're an affiliate, you're home service marketing. It doesn't matter. This just happens to be my lead magnet. So I want to make something that looks like that. And I recommend you do as well, if you're doing something kind of like this, because it's proven. And I want you to win. So Let's go back to my other tab. And where is it?
Part of this, as you're pulling up the next tab, part of this is, we're all entering a world of very highly educated consumer base, right? 10 years ago, you had to educate your clients of what marketing was in order to sell them marketing services. Today, your prospects are coming to you very educated and knowledged on like what marketing is, and then they're just trying to see if you're the right person for what they need. Like the olden days of like selling SEO and Facebook ads was like you followed up with your clients 5 months at a time, did presentations to educate them. Now it's like, oh, Paulson, can you run Facebook ads for me?
Yep.
And there's no like, nobody's wasting time teaching Facebook ads anymore. It's like either you can do it or you can't do it.
Yep.
Times have changed.
Oh yeah, they have. So I want to say, like, let's say you want your logo in there. Totally great. You can use high levels like their AI tools to make a logo with one prompt. So I could show you guys how to do that later, but for the purpose of this, I don't need or want a logo. So I don't know if you were watching as Paulson was talking, but I'm just like stripping this down, just relentlessly, cut, cut, cut. And I'm going to add an element. You click the plus button right here, top left, and I'm just going to type in form, and I'm going to hit form. Well, I got to drag it in. So we'll drag that in. Okay. You don't have any forms yet. So we're going to delete this, and we're going to click this, and we're going to go, let's just add a new form. We'll call it form 12. Edit form. We are just going to strip all this down, just like we just did. I don't need their name. I want their name, but I can get that later on an onboarding survey, but I don't need it now. Because if you just want their first name, you're going to drop your conversion rate by 20 to 30%. I'm not exaggerating. So this is it. This is our form. Email, submit, change the color, whatever. It doesn't matter. We're going to name form 422. And then that's it. There's our form. Now let's click the.
Do you want to save and publish, or?
Yeah, I'm going to do something first. I'm just going to do that. Publish. Okay. What domain? So I can buy a domain on high level, or I can transfer in a domain, or I can just use like a generic one. So I'm just going to use this, and then it's going to create just a page on that domain for this. And I'm going to click publish.
So funny. We have a contest for our Level Up conference at the end of the year for the person who had bought the most domains in our system, and it's people like some people have 10,000 plus domains.
Oh, I should have entered that. I've got like 200, but sounds like I'm a lightweight.
But it's like a credit score, you know. It's like a pride. It's like a pride thing.
It is.
It's like I'm a real business owner in marketing. If you owned a lot of domains.
So here's what my website looks like. It's very boring. I could add some padding up there, but I don't even need to. So let me switch.
It's almost ridiculous how simple this is, Chris. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I know. I'm a ridiculous person, so it makes sense.
So you're having people go from that audit comment. You're sending them a button to this domain right here saying grab the lead magnet. So what about a thank you page? What about what happens after the download, or like what does that experience look like?
Yep. We're gonna get there. So we could do this in a couple different ways. I like to always have redundancy. So, all right. So you can go button action. We can redirect them to, let's say our lead magnet is a Google Doc. We could redirect them to the Google Doc and send them a thank you email. I prefer that. Or you could go to next step, and you could put them in a workflow and like enter them into a long funnel where you send them offers every X, Y, or Z days. But for now, I'm going to show you how I set this up in the one that's live right now. So we have our URL, and I'm going to go back to the one that I built this morning, 421 leads. And you can see the second step on this one is a thank you page. And this is simply, I just took a normal thank you page and I stripped it down. Please check your email for what I promised. That's it. And then right there, that's not even needed. So, all right. So we have our website, but a lot needs to happen after that. So what we're going to do is we are going to go to a workflow. We're going to go to automations, and then we're going to go to this one here. Thank you email after form submission. That should be pretty self-explanatory. So I'm going to show you what happens here. I'm going to zoom in. This is the trigger, and 421 form is the one that's actually live on the internet right now. So when a form submitted, whose name is 421 form, the below things will happen. Send thank you email from Chris Kerner, Chris's email. Subject line, keep it as short as possible. I'm telling you, here is the lead I promised you. Howard, like none of that. Keep it short, keep it vague. You don't really want them to know what they're clicking on, other than the fact that it's like it's coming from the person that they're expecting something from. So if I were sending a newsletter about how to get more HVAC clients, my subject line would not be how to get more HVAC clients, because a lot of my clients probably don't care about that, despite the fact that there's something really valuable in that email for them. So instead, I would just put like clients. That would be the subject line, clients. It's like, huh. And then they start reading it. And then what's called the sunk cost fallacy kicks in. They're halfway through and they're like, man, I don't really need more HVAC clients, but what he said about Facebook ads is really interesting. I'm going to keep reading. And then they keep reading. And by the end of the email, now they trust you 3% more. But they never would have trusted you 3% more had they not clicked on it. But they never would have clicked on it if they didn't care about HVAC clients. So you got it. It's kind of like the retention gospel. You got to keep them wondering. You have to give them a reason to read to the end. In this case, to click. So we want to keep the subject line short and a little bit vague. And then for a lead magnet, we want to keep the email dead simple. Like at this point, we have their email. We need to respect that. And we want to give them what they're expecting. We don't want to bury it. So this just simply says, thanks for signing up. Here's what you're looking for. Okay. And then the link in this case goes to, right. It takes me like 10 solid seconds to switch my screen. So it goes to this business plan that I generated with AI, and it's 21 pages. It took me one prompt, and this is what they're hoping for and expecting. This is the lead magnet. All right, I'm going to take a breath, Paulson, if you have any questions.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to be a business plan that you're giving out. It could be a cooking recipe. It could be the best things, best practices to keep your lawn green. It could be, how to look out for, I don't know, foundation repair or HVAC, like whatever you think is valuable to your customer base, right?
Exactly.
Yep.
So you can see I just set this up this morning and 40 people have already gone through it. So who are those people? Where are they? Who are they? What do we do with them? We're going to go back and we're going to go to contacts. And these are sorted by most recently updated contacts. And you're going to see here. So 1 minute ago, 2 minutes ago, 5 minutes ago, I'm going to show you why some of them have emails and some of them don't. So when someone comments on my lead magnet, it will DM them. And at that moment, Go High Level will add them as a contact, even though it doesn't have anything except their username. This is their Instagram username. So I love this because many of them will never give me their emails. They're going to bounce. That's what happens in internet marketing. Even so, I still have their username. I still have something, but many of them eventually will. And when they come back, even if it's days, weeks, months later, Go High Level will come back and find them by their username and attach their email address to their contacts. So you can see these people actually did give me their emails and now they're in here. And so if I want to make money from them today, a year from now, whatever, it's literally as simple as going back to that workflow here and just adding more steps. So I could say like delay or wait. I could say wait 1 day, save. Okay. Then it will just hold on to them. And then I'll say send email.
And is that an Instagram specific thing or all social platforms when it comes to High Level? Collecting the emails or wow.
All of them. Yeah.
That's a big deal. I actually didn't even know that existed.
Yeah. Because a lot of us, if not most of us, at least in the beginning, we're going to post something and it's not going to be like, oh, hundreds of people. Wow. It's going to be like 1, the first hour, 2, the first 4 hours. Like one's my mom, one's my cousin. And that's okay. Like that's where you start. That's okay. So every single one is like gold to us and they should be. And so if we post a lead magnet that gets 4 leads and only 2 submit their emails, then at least for the other two, we have their username. We can manually go to Instagram and say, hey, like this isn't an automation at this point. This is actually Chris. Like, did something break? Did something happen? Like, I really want to send you that. And we can like treat it like gold, as we should. So I really like that about it.
Love it.
So after we send the thank you email, now we can do one of two things. We can just hold on to their email and send manual marketing emails whenever we want, which is a great idea. We can send manual newsletters, daily, weekly, monthly, about, lawn care or whatever it is. Or we can just put them in a drip email marketing campaign, all within the same workflow. So in this case, let's say my lead magnet is a lawn care guide, 7 steps to make your Bermuda grass more green. And then a day later, I'm going to send an email and say, hey, did you read the PDF? Did it help? FYI, if you want to kind of skip the line, that plan I sent you takes about 3 months to take effect, but I have this fertilizer that will take effect in only 1 month. So here's a link to buy that fertilizer. And maybe it's an affiliate link to someone else's product, or maybe you have your own product and you link to it. That can all be done within the same workflow.
How is everyone feeling? Are you following? Should we pause for a quick second or keep going? This is funny. Yesterday a lot of people were like, hey, let's get into the granular details of how to build this out. And we are here now building
Here we
it
are.
out.
Okay. And if this feels like a lot, you're going to pick it up so fast.
Promise.
And
yeah.
If you haven't used comparable platforms, like this is about as simple as you get. It's super self-explanatory.
Yes. And here's the thing. We're live on every platform you can think of, right? We're live on Facebook, we're live on X, Twitch, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube. We're live everywhere right now. If you go to any one of those platforms and look at today's videos, you can watch it on replay at your own speed as well, and fast forward and whatever you want to do. Like, so we're trying to simplify it as much as we can, but hopefully this is helping you. So idea here is to build different gateways to your business, right? So Chris, like, how many lead magnets do you have alive at any given time that's bringing you leads, that's coming in and out of your business? Like, how many leads do you think will come in a day for you?
I mean, we never turn off a lead magnet. And in this case, I'm referring to a post with a comment automation. So speaking literally, I have hundreds, 500 to 1,000 active lead magnets today. Most of them they're old. The algorithm has worked through them. There aren't people seeing them, but they still trickle in a few every day. And so I love fishing. I like to use this as a fishing analogy. I don't know if people know what trot lines are, but it's basically a long rope with hooks every foot or two and bait. And you go into like a creek or river and you connect one side of the rope over on one side of the river and the other side on the other. And as the fish swim up and down the river, they see your bait every foot, and they bite. And then you come by at the end of the day, you pull it up and you've got fish on like every hook. Well, if you put 3 hooks out, you might get 3 fish. If you put 300 hooks out, you might get 220 fish. So the name of the game here is volume, and like not perfection, not, it has to be done. I don't want to embarrass myself. What if I have a typo? I said that, I fumbled over my word. Like, stop. You just need volume. You need a lot of hooks in the water, and then they will just pay dividends for months and years to come.
Yeah. And do not take your clients' ideas lightly. Like, I'm thinking back to my old dental agency that I had. If I went to my dental clients and said, hey, what are the different procedures you would love to be an expert on? Can I put together a lead magnet that's educational based on like teeth whitening or implants or Invisalign or, cosmetic this or cosmetic that, best practices, and, put together all that info on AI with some of their videos and stuff and create like 10 lead magnets every single month. Eventually, in 6 months, in a local area, they will have 60 to 70 different lead magnets where they're the experts. Do you think that's going to build their organic presence? And then when you run Facebook ads or Instagram ads or whatever, in YouTube ads, it'll probably be a lot less cost because you have such great organic presence, right? That's the name of the game. Does that make sense, guys?
It's a no-brainer.
Okay, let's keep going.
Okay, so that's like most of the workflow to go from posting something organically on social media to connecting their email. So I'm going to recap real quick, and then I want to talk about a couple other things. So to recap, we started today by posting to Instagram. Technically, you should probably start by going to sites and creating your funnel, right? So if you remember, we went to sites, we said new funnel, we created from scratch or from AI. We used the AI tool and we just said, make it friendly, yada, yada, make it a marketing agency. We stripped it down, we deleted it. All we did was add a form. We added a headline. The headline is what the lead magnet is. The form only says email and submit, right? That's right here. Then in our workflow, we have a thank you page. That thank you page will capture their email and it can auto direct them to the lead magnet as well. If we want the link to the lead magnet in the email and to redirect them after for some redundancy, because some people won't get the email for whatever reason. They'll mistype it. It'll go to spam, whatever. So the last thing we want is unhappy people. So we always want to work in redundancy. So do that first. You create a site and a funnel. You can do that in 5 minutes. Then you're going to go to automation. You're going to go to workflows and you're going to create your Instagram comment automation. This is after you've connected Instagram, after going to settings and then integrations. You go to comment automation and you have a trigger. You have a trigger word, something that relates to your post, track first level comments only, contains phrase, and then you respond on comment. You can add in a few things. You want to like the comments as well. And then you're going to DM them something simple with the URL right here. This is not the URL to the lead magnet. It's the URL to your landing page. So you can capture their email. So we do that next. Then we have our form on the website. We've added it. And then we need a confirmation email. That's also going to be a workflow. And technically, we could add it to the workflow that I just showed you. We could just add it as a new action, but I wanted to keep it separate so it could be separate in your brain. We just have this. If your form is submitted, then send thank you email with a link to the lead magnet in it. You can also add an attachment or what have you. And then if you go to contacts, you will see people start coming in that are looking for your lead magnet.
Yep. And you can get really creative with a lot of the formats, right? You can send a lead magnet. I don't want to complicate anything. I'm just giving you all inspiration. You can send a lead magnet as a video inside of a course and then look at how much of that video that they actually watched. As a lead that watched 100% of your video versus someone who watched 10% are two different people, right? So there are different formats that are even outside of PDF that you can kind of test with, and a course versus a video versus a PDF versus different things. So test it all out.
Yep. I also wanted to point out something. So you can see here on the little icon, if it's a chat window, then it means we don't have their email yet. We've only messaged on Instagram in this case. And then if it's a envelope, it means we have their email. So yesterday we talked a little about the social planner, and I had mentioned that I don't post from it, but it is an incredible tool for being a dashboard, for connecting. Like let's say I just only want to look at my LinkedIn stats or only two different Instagram accounts. You can see like an overall state of the union on your content, how it's going, how it's doing, what content is taking off. And then if you post content that's more timely, which a lot of people do, you can use this tab right here just for like seeing what's trending at any given second on multiple different platforms, which is super, super valuable.
Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't think of it in that kind of a usage, but I guess numbers don't lie when you look at it from like a 3-month view, 6-month view, and over time, you're seeing a certain type of content work better than others, right?
Yeah.
You may see a certain type of audience engaging with you better than others. So these are findings that you'll have that may kind of open up new can of worms for you, right? Which is great. You want to create new problems to solve better problems in business as you go, right? Okay, let's keep going.
Okay, so should I talk about vibe coding a little bit?
How
Or
is everyone feeling? Do you feel like you can create a lead magnet for yourself and put out a bunch of content? Give me a one in the chat if you feel great about the stuff that Chris has taught so far. I know there's a lot here. At the same time, I asked him to keep it as simple as possible so it's not, too complicated for someone to follow. And if you are down for it, in the comments, I would love for you all to chat in high level vibe coding. And if that's something we want to pivot into for a few minutes, we can do that.
yeah, if anything about what I showed was kind of light on details, if more than one person comments like, hey, like, we can go back, we can dive in.
Yes. Yes. We've got a lot of time. Right now, we've only been live for about 45 minutes. We go usually till about 12:30, sometimes even 1 o'clock, just
Well,
just with Q&A in mind and all of that.
I could
But
also build a voice agent. I kind of bragged on voice agents yesterday. I would love to show that off as well. But we can do
are you able to do the voice agent as part of the lead magnet process?
Oh yeah.
Why
In
don't
what
we do
way?
that as a quick step before we go into vibe coding?
Okay. So let's talk through this. Now, how should it be part of the lead magnet step, do you think?
Um, I mean, I would think of it in the sense of like, hey, for someone who did take advantage of my lead magnet,
Mm-hmm.
could you send them a message saying, hey, listen, would you want to jump on a quick call with me and we can talk through more things? So it just becomes a sales bridge, if anything,
Yeah. So
right?
let's
And
let's
and
kind of
then you have a calendar attached to it. So then you go from lead magnet to a calendar appointment, a booked appointment.
yeah, let's pull on that thread a little bit. So
Okay.
I'm going back to the form that I created with you guys. I clicked edit form and let's add phone in there. Okay. So we're going to ask for their phone number. Keep in mind, when you do ask for their phone number, you need this consent in there. Legally, there are a lot more regulatory things around phones. So
Yep.
we need to keep this in there. It's very important. We'll collect their phone. Now, what we could do, we're going to save it. We're going to go back to the automation and then workflows. Let's just say we're going to go here. Thank you, email. Let's say, all right, wait for an hour. But beforehand, let's say, hold on. So what we could do is say, if they have opened the email, then, or if they have not opened the email, that would be a condition. Then wait for an hour. Let's just say a day, because that's a little stalkerish. Wait for a day, and then we are going to, let's see what we can do here. Voice AI outbound call. Okay.
Yeah.
We can call them through an AI and say, hey, I know this is random. And I'm not saying you should do this or we want to do this, right? There's not a lot of like relationship there from someone merely commenting on your Instagram post, right? But I'm just showing you what's possible. You could add this to any funnel in any circumstance.
Yeah.
We've got to make sure that this is enabled in our voice AI agent settings, but we could just do voice AI outbound call. And then we could train the voice agent to say, hey, this is Chris. I sent you the email with that lead magnet. Did you get it by chance? By the way, I'm a voice agent in case you're creeped out, yada, yada, yada. You could totally add that in as a workflow. You could add in a condition of if they don't open it, or you could just send it to everyone just to be safe.
Makes sense. And we're just doing this for fun, guys, just so you can see the capability. This is just an option. You can do this as your main only thing instead of the comments as well, right? It's all up to you as long as you do it the right way in compliance. You don't want to just outbound call a bunch of people who you never talked to and don't have the permission to reach out to, just in general. It usually doesn't convert anyway, right?
Yep.
So
correct. So if I was having trouble like trying to discern, all right, well, how do I add the condition of if they've opened the email or not? Simple. We just go to create a workflow and we create it with AI. And you just put that in the prompt. Let's create a brand new workflow from scratch. Even though I put for scratch, it still lets me build it with AI.
And yes, for those of you that are commenting, I'm aware the YouTube live that we are streaming right now got disconnected. It happens randomly. Some of the channels might go out. We will upload the replay once we are done with the session, but feel free to say hi to us if you're joining us on the Facebook page or Instagram or LinkedIn or wherever you're checking in from, in case if you are coming from YouTube, that was kind of lost. So again, we'll have all the replays and all of that. This is why we stream across all platforms. Yes, we've been streaming for 7 years, I feel like, so we've learned a lot in how these things work. But we're welcoming all of our YouTube channel viewers onto Facebook and LinkedIn and all the other channels wherever you find us. We'll upload it again on YouTube after.
So I'm
where are you right now? This is
I'm in the AI workflow builder. And
okay.
I said, let's say we've never built a workflow before, which many of us probably haven't. I said, I want a workflow where I use my AI voice agent to call leads only if they don't open the email I sent them after a 24-hour delay. Now look at this. Form submitted. All I got to do is pick the form. Send email to lead. All I got to do is fill out the email, subject line and body. Wait 24 hours. That is a redundant step. That's fine. I'll just delete it. And then check if email was open. That's what I was trying to do. Okay. So I couldn't figure it out on the spot with 500 people watching me. So I just asked AI and it did it for me. Now, if email was open, do this. If it wasn't open, then don't. So right here, I would just say, if it was not opened, call them with my AI voice agent. If it was, then whatever.
Wow. So it seems like a condition step.
Yep. Right there.
So you're saying if the email wasn't open, then it would trigger off a voice drop or a voice AI agent.
Exactly. I would add that right here.
Got it. Cool.
So now if we go to, first of all, I want to like implore everyone, go to settings, go to labs and find AI Studio and just enable it. The fact that it's in labs means it still is in beta. So like be aware, it's still a work in progress. But for comparable vibe coding apps, if it just in credits alone, you're often spending hundreds of dollars a month just to build the thing and fix the thing. And for now, I know High Level said it probably won't be like this forever, but for now, it's included in your $97 a month subscription. So use the heck out of it. Like build some apps while you can. It's really good. Were you saying something, Paulson?
No, I was just thinking in my head. I was like, I didn't even ask Chris to say that, but I love it because it's just things that people are finding inside the app. I mean, vibe coding is a big deal. Why not do it inside of High Level so you don't have to rebuild everything once you build it somewhere else and bring it all in? Like just start from scratch within the house that you're already building the rest of the stuff in, right?
Yes. Yes. And so if you look at this big blue button, this is why my workflow kind of errored, because it's like, hey, you need to enable this before I can work. So we would just do it by doing that. And again, there are some regulations going into this. You need to be what's called A2P verified, which just tells the government that we're not spamming or scamming people. And that there's no way around that. If you try to circumvent that on other platforms, I'm not exaggerating. It's a $5,000 per number called fine. And it is enforced. Like, it's not just like, oh yeah, but like, no, like they're actively enforcing that. So don't skip A2P verification.
Yes. And we're not giving you legal or compliance advice. We're just telling you best practices. So A2P is a real thing. I think here's what I like about A2P, and some people may bash me for it. I think if you are a really good marketer, you should love A2P because it takes all the bad players out.
Oh yeah.
Right? Because if you're spamming, like, I mean, it's not converting anyway. But if you're a real marketer working with small businesses that are reaching out to real customers, like getting rid of all the bad players, it's actually a good thing if I'm doing good work, right? So I see it as a positive. Yeah, it's a little annoying, right? You got to get all the compliance and all that set up, and it takes, I think now it takes up to 24 hours, sometimes same day. It used to be like weeks, you know? So we've came a long way, but I think it's a great thing for the industry.
Yeah, I like to reframe stuff like that when it's like the negative way of looking is like, oh, this is so annoying, yada yada. But the optimistic way is like, other people aren't going to do this. Like if I do this, then I'm going to be in the minority and I'm going to win. So it's worth
Yep.
it. All right, so we're going to click create agent, and we're going to say, are you saying something?
No, 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 go ahead.
Okay, so I'm gonna take a shortcut and I'm gonna click browse marketplace. And then let's just say I've used this one before. It's really good. Let's just say we want an all-in-one receptionist. We want to sell this to small business owners. Okay. So we're going to click that. Well, it's already installed. So you can see I have used it. I'm just going to pick a random one. Appointment booking agent, HVAC contractor service. All right. Let's say I have an agency and I want more HVAC business owners as clients. So I want to install this voice agent for HVAC business owners because most HVAC business owners only have one crew. It's themselves. Most of them don't have any employees. And most of them really want to answer their phone at 8 p.m. when they're watching Netflix with their wife, but they also just want to watch Netflix with their wife. Like they want to make more money, but they also want to be able to clock out, and they should, right? So this is going to be their solution to that. And the reason I'm building this live is because from what I've seen, of all the AI agents out there, chatbots, LLMs, all these things, by far, voice agents are like the most advanced and the easiest to sell to small business owners. So we're going to click allow and install. And let's see. I think my dog is like pressing buttons over here. All right. So my dog's at my feet and like I'm hearing stuff go
Yeah,
off.
I've got a Maltese poodle right under my feet, but I had to get the noise cancellation microphone because she'll bark. She thinks she's the HOA president, so she barks at the window like left and right while we're doing the webinars, you know?
Yes.
Okay, so
All
these
right.
are templates that are pre-made, but you can build your own, right?
Yep. So if you're going to go to agent list and you're going to see this, boom, this was installed 1 minute ago, HVAC contractor service. Now I'm going to show you without any training whatsoever. I haven't trained it at all. We're going to do this. I'm going to.
Hello, you have reached Climate Control Specialist Services. How can I help you today?
Yeah. What are your operating hours?
Our operating hours are Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Let me know if there's anything else I can assist you with.
How soon can you get a technician out to inspect my unit?
Sure, let me check the soonest available appointment for you. One moment. It looks like there aren't any available appointment slots showing up right now. Would you like me to double check for a specific date or time that works best for you?
So that's incredible. You can sync it to your calendar. You can sync it to your HVAC client's calendar. It will like check the calendar in real time. It will set up appointments. It will send notifications to whoever you want once the call is made. The owner can read the transcript of that call. You can read the transcript. If people are tripping up and they're asking the same question, the AI voice agent can't handle it, you can train it. And I say train it, it sounds intimidating. You literally just type in a prompt and it will fix it from then on out. This isn't like a set it and forget it forever situation. This is a work 60 to 80% of the time immediately. And then after a little bit of training, works 95% of the time and will make your clients more money.
And this is not something you replace the client sales pipeline with. This is to complement their sales cycle.
Yes. Yes. This is to make all of their people more efficient and productive. And so let's say his name's Bob's HVAC. We would literally just swap out the name, we could change the language, the voice, we can make it British or whatever, change the model that you're using, give it different goals. Maybe it does sales. Maybe it only answers questions. Maybe it only sets up appointments. You can set up the availability, the dashboard, the logs. So let's say I dial this in. Like it's just amazing for my archetype of client. And then I get another client. You literally just duplicate it. You just click that.
What? Okay.
And then you swap out the business name with your new client. Now, like you do this work once, basically. Then you copy.
Well, that's really beneficial if you stay focused on the same type of clients or same type of businesses, right?
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. So how do we attach this to the lead magnet flow? Remember, we talked about the lead magnet.
Yep.
And this is basically a complimentary, I guess, call to see if they would jump into an appointment after downloading a lead magnet.
Yeah. So if this were me and I were adding it to a lead magnet, I would set up a demo where I would call the person based on the phone number that they submitted in the form and say, hey, let's say these are landscapers. This is Chris from Instagram. I know this is random, but just yesterday you asked for a PDF on how to grow your landscaping business. We actually have an AI voice agent that can answer calls for you. This is it. I'm talking to you with it right now. Go ahead and stress test me. Like we're dog fooding it here. We're eating our own dog food. We're using the tool to sell the tool, right? So we call the same clients that just got a PDF and just like stress test it. And then at the end of it, it's like, hey, would you like to set up a demo with me, actually Chris Kerner, so I can, a real person, explain to you how this works, what it costs, and how much more money it can make you every month.
Wow. It's incredible what's possible now.
Yeah.
A live demo out the gate without you having to call anybody.
Yeah. Yeah. So that would just be the next step in the automation. We would enable outbound calls, and we would call them at the number they submitted when they filled out the lead. And we would have that agent trained on doing just that. Like, hey, and you can use ChatGPT to make the knowledge base and just say, you are an AI agent that will call landscapers that requested a PDF the day before. And you're basically going to challenge them to stress test you as a voice AI agent. And your express goal is to get them on a call with me, a real human, to further answer questions about how the AI agent works and how much money it costs. You would just add that right here.
That's amazing. So are we going to add that to the steps or?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of did it before, but I didn't save it when I did it. So we could add that to any of the workflows. Let me go back to this one.
Just for funs and giggles, so people can just see it.
All right. So
let's
say wait 1 day. And then we're going to say voice AI outbound call. We would enable it, save action. So we got to go and enable it. And then we would basically go back here, voice AI, and we would say create agent, custom agent, and we would train it under advanced settings, agent behavior. And well, I think after we create it, we go to knowledge base, and like this one here. So we go to agent goals right here. So we would hop over to ChatGPT or Claude or to Go High Levels chatbot and say, make a knowledge base for an AI agent that will call landscapers. And then, so we create the knowledge base, right? I got to change my screen. Hold on. It opened in a new tab. I think this is the one. Yeah. So create a knowledge base. Landscapers AI. And then we would just say rich text. We would say, I would just basically paste in what I got from ChatGPT or Claude that says, you're an AI voice agent that calls landscapers, yada, yada, yada. And then when you come back here to, let's see, voice AI, agent list. What's the one I was on? I was on this one. You go to agent goals. That new knowledge base would then appear in this dropdown, and you would just select it.
Yeah.
And then it would preload it, and then you click save, and then it's trained. And then of course you would name it, like what is this, the business name, what is the agent's name, etc. How often can it call people? Should it not call people in the middle of the night? You could set that under availability, etc.
Got it. Cool. How about some vibe coding now then?
That is my love language.
So I think we went through, and can you just give a quick synopsis on what we just did for the folks that might have just joined us halfway? Or I know a few people came in from, well, hundreds of people came in from the YouTube channel that was that was stopped and back to Facebook. So they might have missed a few minutes there. But can you just give us a 30,000-foot view of what we just did today?
Yes. So we spent our first 45 minutes on Instagram, connecting Instagram to our Go High Level account. We created a site in the Sites tab that had a new form. That form looked stupid simple. It just had a headline, a field for an email, and submit. After they submit, they're redirected to a lead magnet, and they get a thank you email that has another link to the lead magnet. Once that happens, it automatically adds them as a contact to Go High Level. If they never give us their email, but they just DM us from the trigger word, then it adds their Instagram username to Go High Level. Once we get their email, if we ever get it, it will attach it to their contact. We set up the Instagram comment automation with whatever trigger word we want. So we created 2 workflows, 1 website, 2 different forms. And then after all that, we said, well, what if we want to call this person with an AI voice agent and sell them an AI voice agent after a certain delay? So then we went back to one of the 2 workflows and we added a voice agent. We created it. We used one from a template. We created one with AI. We showed how to create a knowledge base and all that. Is that pretty accurate?
That's pretty accurate. Yeah. How many of you would like for us to kind of show some ins and outs of the vibe coding tools that just came out? You said 5 days ago, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So let's do that. I know a lot of you were interested in kind of learning that, which is outside of our planned presentation, just so you know. And we'll do a Q&A as soon as Chris kind of walks us through that. So let's get right into it.
Yes. So this was my super bad, ugly prompt. And I wanted to show you this prompt because there's a lot of gurus out there that talk about like your prompt needs to be 18 miles long. Like you are a Harvard researcher, yada, yada. Like, does that stuff work? Okay. Yeah. But like, I don't like friction. Friction is my mortal nemesis. And so if someone gets tripped up like, oh, my prompt's not good enough, then they're probably never going to prompt. They're never going to try or test or build a thing. So don't get hung up on the prompt. Like any prompt is better than no prompt. You can level up your prompts after a while. But if you want to level it up, if you want to take this simple prompt, and I'll zoom in, make an app where I can upload bank statements and generate P&Ls, profit and loss statements. I would just take that, I would copy it, I would go to ChatGPT or Claude, paste it, and say, this is what I want to do, but I want to do it within Go High Level's a vibe coding tool. And so make this prompt more rich, more thorough, knowing what you know about Go High Level and the LLMs that they use on the back end. Make this prompt 10 out of 10 so I get the best possible outcome. Like that's the shortcut, is to ask the AI what to ask the AI. If you don't remember anything from today, remember that. Ask the AI what to ask the AI. Say, in your broken English like mine, your poor spelling like mine, just say, this is what I want. Tell me how to build it. And be sure to tell whatever LLM, which LLM you're using to build the thing, whether you're just prompting it or you're vibe coding something. So go ahead, Paulson.
So one thing I'm thinking about is this workshop is about launching a $97 digital product, right? So are you going to be using the vibe coding tools to complement that concept? Or are we going like a totally new slate with a whole new like idea? I just want to kind of just make sure we set the stage right.
I mean, yes and yes, like yes to both. Yes and. So
okay, love it.
My $97 product could be a vibe coded tool that I vibe code in 3 prompts. Like maybe my $97 product is a QuickBooks competitor, and instead of paying $49 a month, they pay $97 once for unlimited access to this tool that I just created, where they can get a profit and loss statement and a balance sheet simply from uploading their bank statements, right? So in that case, I would just go back to our workflow and I would just add a step and I would just send a Stripe link and say, hey, I know you're a landscaping business owner. You probably use QuickBooks. I hate QuickBooks. You probably do too. And so I built an alternative. It's a lifetime price, $97. Here's a Stripe link. You pay, and then after they pay on Stripe, they get auto directed to this URL. So yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, I just prompted it once, and this is what I got.
Okay. So we're not seeing your screen because I think I hit it. So let me have you go back and start from the beginning.
Oh, well, it shows me that I'm sharing the right screen.
Yeah,
so.
I had hit it when we were chatting to kind of.
How about that?
Now you can. Yeah. Now we can see it. Yeah. Yeah.
So I got here simply by going to settings on Go High Level, labs, and then AI Studio, and then I just toggled it and said enable, and then it became available on my left sidebar. So I came in here and I just said, make me an app where I can upload bank statements and generate P&Ls, profit and loss statements. And this is what it gave me. So let's say I don't like the design. I could go to any website I want, like let's say Airbnb. Airbnb is known for beautiful design. Screenshot the homepage, drag it over here, and say, make it look more like this. And it would change the design. I can try.
So what you're saying, just so I understand this correctly, Chris, what you're saying is I can vibe code inside of High Level now and build out apps and cool tools and go sell it as subscription as well?
Yes, and you should.
Times have changed within the last week, guys and gals.
Yeah. I'm telling you, there's two types of people watching this. People that are vibe coding already, and if so, they're probably paying a lot of money. Or people that have kind of heard of it, they don't really know what it is. Whether you're A or B, you will save a ton of money doing it in here and have just as good, if not a better experience in doing so.
Wow.
But like, this is functional. So should I see if this actually works?
Yeah, let's just go through it and see what happens. So I'm trying to wrap my mind around the lead magnet play into turning that into a SaaS play with just a few steps. It sounds kind of good to be true, Chris. Like, how does this work? I haven't seen it myself.
Well, we're going to come full circle here, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
The first thing I said yesterday was it's never been easier to create apps and products. Like, I'm sorry, like coders, developers, engineers, but your job got taken first because it's a very binary thing. It's literally binary. It's ones and zeros. And so AI is like, oh, all day I can build that. Now, granted, major asterisk, you can't just vibe code anything you want perfectly like that. I'm actually building a QuickBooks alternative right now, and we're not vibe coding it because there's regulation and it's super complex. And we're using AI as a helper to like generate, fix bugs and stuff, but it's just not the type of site you can vibe code. But I would say 80 to 90% of tools or apps that you want, whether it's literally a mobile app on Android or iPhone or a web app or a Chrome extension, with enough like trial and error and learning and pulling your hair out, you can build it with AI. Full circle. The harder part now is marketing, is distribution. And so the whole thesis of this 2-day thing is build an audience. Even if it's 100 people, build an audience. No niche is too small. As long as they're loyal, they're valuable. And then figure out what and how to sell to them. So what I'm going to do here is I just asked Claude in a different window to generate dummy data. Can you see my screen here?
Yeah.
So this is all fake data. It's like a pretend bank statement. I'm going to download it. And
is this cool? Like, are you guys okay with us doing this? This was totally unplanned. I love it, but I just want to make sure we're all following here, because idea here is to help you learn how to fish on your own instead of just giving you the fish, right? Like, you should be self-sufficient, getting creative for your businesses that you're serving, right? And I know we have a lot of engineers and software people that are watching this, and we have those people on our team. And I'll tell you this, inside of High Level, we're all focused on AI. AI is the next big thing, and it's here to stay. And you're going to see High Level take full stance, in my personal opinion, right? We're going to be one of the leading operating systems for all things AI oriented. And that's my personal opinion. I'm not speaking on behalf of the entire company. I'm just telling you based on the activities that I'm seeing, even from our amazing engineers, everybody's focused on AI themselves so they can go faster and faster and faster. Okay. So
Yep.
what are we looking at here? You have dummy data that you generated from wherever.
Yep. And then I put it in a PDF. I uploaded it here. I click generate P&O. It's working. I mean, look, the user interface is pretty slick. And there it is. Now you can see, all right, well, that's a little off-centered. Okay. But you've got red, you've got green, net operating income. Pretty dang good. I mean, I'm showing you everything I've prompted. This is a one-shot prompt. But now let's say I want to fix this. I'm just going to screenshot this and then drag it over here and say, the words are off-centered, fix it. You just show it what you're talking about and it's fixing it. And you can say, hey, what I love about High Level is if I were to build this on a different vibe coding tool, there wouldn't be a pricing tab. Like High Level just knows as part of their master prompt that we're probably building something that we can monetize. We're not just building a tool for ourselves to use for funsies.
Right. Because this agency built platform by agency owners for agency owners. That's where we all started, right?
Yes. And so it saves us steps. It removes more friction to monetization.
This is amazing. Thanks for showing us this. I personally think this might be my own very first vibe coding experience inside of High Level, even for me.
Oh wow.
Like,
We're breaking
like I don't this is one of the best birthday presents I've received from you, Chris.
Yeah. You're welcome.
So if you take this to market, you can market this as a tool called Finalize if that's what you want to really do.
Yeah, and look, it fixed our problem.
Oh wow.
45 seconds.
Wow. It's about to be the Wild Wild West before we know it.
Yeah, and then we can just say, let's see. So it said it fixed it, yada yada. It was overflowing the car container, yada yada yada. And I said paywall the entire site behind a subscribe form. And what's cool about this is we don't need to use Zapier and Lead Connect and all these third-party tools to like get all of these contacts back into High Level. It's already in High Level. So if we want this to be a free tool, just like this could be a lead magnet. Lead magnets can be more complex than ever because it's so easy to build apps. So just because you have an app doesn't mean it's worth $97. Like if anyone can vibe code this, it's probably worth less today, right? So make it like over deliver. Alex Hormozy says, make an offer like so good that they feel stupid saying no to, and say, hey, replace QuickBooks for free. All I need is your email. And then look, with one prompt, block the site behind a subscribe form. And then now these people will automatically be added as contacts into Go High Level frictionlessly.
That's insane. You know, my heart is like skipping beats because part of me, I'm like unlocking the amount of possibilities here. Because like we've taken an industry of digital citizens and marketers and agency owners, and we've switched a ton of people into thinking like software builders. And now we're at a world where we can literally build the software for them.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my 7 years at High Level so far, in my personal opinion. I mean, seeing that into full kind of reality, it's an incredible journey. So, Chris, my question to you is, why have the lead magnet then? We can just drive people directly to a software subscription, right? Or do you think that's not smart to do with cold traffic just from content you create on TikTok or Instagram? Would it like what is your marketing thought telling you?
Well, I'm going to quiz you, Paulson. Time for a pop quiz, okay? Do you remember what my catchphrase is that I want to tattoo to my forehead? It's
you did talk about a tattoo on your forehead. Oh man,
drugs are involved.
Yeah. You test everything but drugs.
There it is. Test everything except drugs. So PDF lead magnet, sure. Google Doc, yeah. Vibe coded app, absolutely. Like, yes to all of it. Test all of it. Like, never, ever, ever stop testing. Like, we want a lot of hooks in the water. It doesn't have to look one way. The effectiveness and the efficiency of your growth hack is directly correlated to its lifespan. Okay. So you might start testing stuff and go high level and find, like, have this huge light bulb genius moment where you're like, oh my gosh, my conversion rate just jumped from 2% to 18% because of this little change I made to my Instagram automation. This is a cheat code. Oh my gosh. The more of a cheat your cheat code is, the smaller its lifespan. That's just like a law of the universe. And so once you unlock something big, don't just like rest on your laurels and like be grateful that your life is forever changed. Like, don't stop. Keep moving, keep testing. Like, let that one keep running. Don't shut it off just because you're afraid that the world will shut it off. Just keep planting seeds, planting hooks, and monitoring them, and just keep making small changes along the way.
I love it. So let's do a Q&A on items we covered the last 2 days and the vibe coding thing that we did for a few minutes for fun, and make sure we kind of fill the gaps for everyone. The last thing I will tell you is that your best friend in this process are your current clients. Go spend time with them, jump on a Zoom and tell them, hey, I have access to AI tools and I want to create something unique on a problem that you're struggling with. It doesn't have to be marketing related. Like, I would talk to every HVAC owner and ask them, hey, what are the things that is making life hard for you? Right? Is it the scheduling? Are you not able to keep track of the 10 other people that are working with you while you're in your truck? Right? Are you not able to keep track of your finances? Are you not able to keep track of your supplies that are back ordered, that's supposed to come in 6 weeks because you don't have a way to visualize your inventory? Like, go spend time with your customers as fast as you can. Go in person, go on Zoom, jump on phone calls and ask them what type of problems you can solve, because the best feedback you're going to get is not from your imagination, it's from your customers who are in the trenches of these businesses. Then your imagination will kind of creatively help you connect the dots, okay? I just wanted to add that because that's how we built High Level. We started asking all of you what you wanted, and we start building based on everything that everybody wants, right? So, Chris, if you're okay with it, let's spend the next 15-20 minutes or so just rapid firing Q&A on all items we covered in this 2-day workshop. I feel like there was a lot here, and at the same time, it was simple enough where people can take action here pretty quickly.
Love it.
All right, cool. So first question, let's see here. Let me go to, so type in the letter Q or the word question and then add your question. So then that way I can kind of see which ones are comments versus question. Okay, Karen's asking, does High Level have a way to consolidate leads from different platforms?
Yeah. I mean, you just import, you go to your contacts, click import, you format it right, and you can import any lead from any platform. Or if they have a native integration with High Level, you connect it and import them.
Yep, that's one of our original OG features, like 6-7 years ago. It's still there. Does vibe coding in High Level cost extra? I actually don't know.
No. They said on the
world.
FAQ, it specifically says this is part of your subscription, but pricing is subject to change. And like, High Level has to pay Claude, ChatGPT, Grok, whoever they're using on the back end every single time we prompt it. So if you use it a lot, High Level could easily lose money on you just from you using that feature alone. So it would be foolish of them to not like at least pass on the credits at some point. So you might as well use it for free, quote unquote, for free while you can.
Yeah, it's in, we had somebody ask, how do you turn this screen on? I don't see it in my account. Well, go to the labs section as an agency view. Like, you go to your agency view and go on the left side of menu where it says labs. Labs is where you can turn on features that are in beta. Agent Studio currently is in beta. So in the next like 2 months or so, it'll be out of beta. It'll be part of your normal thing. Until then, you'll see different changes to it. That's the way we launch all the features. We throw it into labs, allow you to turn it on and off, and then we can go from there. That's kind of the vibe.
You beta go try it already though.
Yes.
Sorry, I had to. Data
I
for
love it. Okay, so Karen's got a second question. She's asking also, can you ask people who respond to share this post with their friends if they found it interesting or helpful?
Yeah. I mean, we kind of talked about that a little yesterday, which platforms value shares more than others. Instagram,
right? Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. You were listening. Instagram really values shares, but keep in mind that what you don't want is confusion, and you don't want to compete with yourself with multiple calls to action. So I would pick one CTA per post and then just like pin comment, caption, on-screen caption, just put that same CTA everywhere on that post as opposed to competing for attention on the same post.
Makes sense. Rolly is asking, is this all part of the snapshot? So Chris, are you providing a snapshot as part of this workshop? We didn't talk about that actually.
Yeah. I sent it to Ethan beforehand.
Okay,
so
cool.
I think that's going to go out in the automation to everyone.
Sweet. So for all of you that signed up and registered for the workshop that we're live right now, you will get a follow-up email tonight or tomorrow with the actual snapshot link. There's also instructions of how to install a snapshot. What I would do is start like a sandbox account, sub account, just for that snapshot and just download it and go through it. It'll come with instructions and everything. It's pretty simple. Only thing that it's going to be missing is the voice AI agent, because that's something that we just did out of the, just we're playing around on the live ourselves to just kind of get creative. And the vibe coding stuff, there's going to be a lot of content on the vibe coding inside of High Level before you know it. Chris, you said it's only 5 days old, huh?
Yeah.
So if you're an affiliate watching this is the perfect time to start creating a ton of knowledge base and content around some of that as well, if that's a part of your business play. So answer is yes, this will all be part of the snapshot. Sabina is asking, in your CRM, are you tagging your contacts by the post so you know which post they commented on?
So definitely like 80-20 rule applies here. If you like over tag everything, then you're just not likely to use it. And so I try to tag them by like type of lead magnet. So it would be like PDF would be just like a digital product. Link, like just subscribe. Like I just want them to subscribe to my newsletter. That would be a newsletter tag. So I do tag them, but not like maniacally like I used to, because I learned over time that I wasn't actually using all that data.
Got it. But you definitely want to tag someone who downloaded your magnet, right? That's
Yes.
at least a minimum requirement, in my opinion.
Yep.
Okay, got it. TikTok for this. Well, TikTok is the testing platform that Chris likes. Doesn't mean that's where everything stays, right?
Yep. I don't think that TikTok's API allows for like comment, triggers like Instagram does. So use TikTok for, driving people to your profile. So like instead of the call to action being comment audit to get this lead magnet, you would just say, go to the link in my profile on TikTok, because their API isn't as open.
And the link would be to the landing page we would have had the comment people go anyway.
Yep.
Got it. Christopher is asking, are you building or launching digital products within High Level? Matter of fact, yes, and even apps.
Yep. Actively.
Right. Got it. And are there times when you're like branding this all up nicely on Adobe or Canva, or do you hire people to clean things up, or you just like, or I know you said you just like sending a lot of sometimes just Google Drives links, and it's kind of just unstructured and people feel like that's authentic. What's your feel on that in general?
I feel like the pendulum is swinging kind of away from like highly curated, like beautiful stuff, because like it's kind of like the Mr. Beastification of everything, you know, perfect thumbnails, perfect this, perfect that, highly curated, highly edited. Like people just want more raw nowadays anyway, which thankfully aligns with my lazy nature, like low tech nature. And so finally, like the marketing gods are aligned with my laziness. I will say, like, if I'm like going hard at something like this QuickBooks competitor I'm launching, and it's going to be like a thing, and I'm going to have tons of customers, and it's going to be sophisticated, like we're hiring a branding agency, we're doing all kinds of stuff to make it look buttoned up and polished. But 93% of the time, I'm making that up. Most of the time, it's not. It's just like people just want their answer. They just want their question answered in whatever format is clean enough. And in the whatever setting, like whatever venue or platform that they're used to.
Makes sense. We've got someone asking, can you create a quiz/assessment with feedback with this vibe coding tool?
Oh yeah.
I haven't played with it myself, but I assume you can if you can build apps.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah. My biggest takeaway so far, Chris, out of everything was the fact that you highlighted the gap is going to be marketing and distribution, not development anymore, right? That adds a lot of value to the agency on file for every business.
Yep.
Right. So with all the AI stuff in play, I think agencies and marketers will be a lot more valuable than ever before because small business owners know they cannot ignore this AI thing. It's like the next internet boom.
Yep, it is.
Okay. Martin's asking, my question would be, if for some reason you left High Level, would people that got this app lose access?
No, because you can host it on whatever server, AWS you want. You don't have to like keep it within High Level.
Yeah, it's just a tool. High Level is just a tool. The real thing that you're selling is your own intellectual property of strategy, right? That's what we're all selling essentially as marketers. Let's see. Dan's asking, what is the difference using regular GHL versus AI Studio in GHL? Can we now use AI Studio for everything?
Not everything, but most of the most important things. Yeah.
Yeah. What I also noticed is that with the workflow AI, it'll give you recommendations of how you should automate something out, but you know what those pillars are kind of working through High Level. If it said send this two-step form, you know what that two-step form used to be like working through it manually, right?
Yep.
So I think that's kind of a big difference that you're going to see. You're going to know what these forms are. You don't have to go through all this, manually anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's a compliance question, but tell me how to do this SOC 2 compliance.
Well, I think that's going to happen like once it's built and once you want to scale. If you just want an MVP and to get some sales and to prove the market and iterate and get feedback, I personally wouldn't worry about that. And I feel pretty comfortable saying that. That's not legal advice. I don't represent Go High Level, their stance or anything, but I would recommend hiring a third-party firm to become SOC 2 compliant once you're like ready to really blow it up and scale. And I think you should be ready to do that once you see that you have a machine to scale. So once you see you have something repeatable and scalable, like for instance, the lifetime, yes, or like the lifetime value of your customers $200, and you're able to spend $30 on Facebook to acquire customers. And it's like, wow, I just need to push more money into Facebook ads to get more customers, but I don't want to be SOC 2 uncompliant if I do that. So let's pause on that, go get compliant, and then really scale hard.
Yeah, makes sense. There's a timing for it, right? And we went through that ourselves, just so all of you are aware. We're compliant on all these things. Lewis is asking we're going to rapid fire here so we don't waste any time. Okay, so I'm going to go super fast. Where can I build AI apps with vibe coding? It's inside the Agent Studio.
Yep, you go to settings, labs, settings, labs, and then do a control find for AI Studio or search it, and then just toggle it on, and then it will show in your left sidebar.
Yep. And there were two more follow-up questions of where to find the vibe coding tool, and that's literally what we just answered. Jared's asking, Chris, your bio says you started 80 plus businesses. Do you still operate most of those? If not, how did you know when to move on? Also, what was your biggest winner to date?
Yes. So I own like 8 businesses, and then I'm invested in like 5 or 6 others, but I have operators for 7 of those 8. The one business that I'm actively growing and operating is my podcast and like my main content stuff. Most of those 80 businesses, I shut down because opportunity cost is expensive, and I have ADHD and I'm always testing things except drugs. I've never tested drugs, believe it or not. And so if I'm on something and it's showing promise, but like not enough, my energy is always has me distracted. And for years I would push back against that and like, Chris, focus. Like Steve Jobs says, focus, focus, focus. But finally I was just like, I'm just going to chase my energy, chase my interest. And I learned over time that if a project, initiative, company I was working on really had product market fit, like it just resonated with the market, that I had no time to be distracted. Like I was staying up all night fulfilling orders. And so that's my signal that like, you don't need to like prevent yourself from getting distracted if something's really resonating. So that's kind of my framework today. Maybe it's just me justifying my distractibility, but the biggest, I've had 3 businesses that reached 8 figures in revenue. One was a real estate business. One was an e-commerce, and 2 of them were e-commerce businesses. And then I've had like 6 businesses reach 7 figures in revenue. And then, maybe 5, 6 figures, and then a bunch that just like never hit revenue or failed or abandoned or $1,000, like little small projects that I learned a lot from.
Makes sense. Great question. Chris is asking, are you sending actual product links from products you build within High Level for digital products? Or are your digital products built on third-party apps and connected to High Level?
If I build a digital product on a third-party app, I don't like connect it to High Level. I will use a High Level marketing tool to link to it from High Level, but I do both. Like I build, I've been vibe coding since vibe coding was a thing, like 2 years now on Replit and other tools. But I build on High Level and on other platforms as well. It just depends on how tightly I need it to be integrated with my CRM, which is High Level, or not.
Makes sense. I think it's going to come down to your distribution channels. High Level is going to be your distribution channel when you're done vibe coding. That's the world we're going to enter, I promise you. Yep. Al's asking, is setting up an appointment on calendar works the same as the one on the funnel?
Setting up an appointment on a calendar, I don't follow that.
Is setting up an appointment on calendar works the same as the one on funnel? Yeah. There's only one calendar feature. You can turn on that calendar feature and make it viewable on all different areas. Funnels being one of them, social platforms being another one, a link being another one. You can turn on the calendar inside a texting app. Like there's a lot of opportunities of where you can enable the calendar if that's what you're asking. It's not just the funnel, it's just funnels, websites. Like you can have it on so many different things. Let's see. Could you again quickly show the Steve Marshall's asking, could you again quickly show the PDF lead magnet download process post email submission? Unclear if you used a Google Drive link. So in our example, we didn't use a Google Drive link. Remember, we went through the landing page, we had the email submission form, and then I guess afterwards you had sent a link out. I guess that's a Google Drive link, right?
The thank you email links to a Google Drive PDF with the lead magnet. Yeah. And
you can use the media library inside of High Level. It doesn't have to be a Google Drive as well. Like if you want to keep it inside of High Level, it works just like a drive. Yep. So once I'm trying to get to all the questions and not leave any unturned. So I'm trying to go fast here. So once the AI Studio is out of beta, will it allow integration into High Level automation? I would assume so for sure.
Yeah, I don't see why it wouldn't. But I'm also trying to think of use cases where that would be necessary. Yeah, maybe if you were like, if you had an app in AI Studio and you needed like to prompt it or like to make a change to it through an automation. But I think
Yeah.
most of the time, even if that was a feature, you wouldn't really need to connect it to an automation.
Yeah. Well, here's someone that's telling us how we all feel. I can see how this is all going to make me lose even more sleep. Darn you, GHL. Yes, including me. Now I've got to go back and learn all the vibe coding stuff. But it's exciting. I think it's an opportunity that, that's in the forefront of what's needed in the market today, right? Let's see. How much more time do you have, Chris?
I got 21 minutes.
Okay, cool. We won't take all of your 21 minutes, but let's just keep going for another 5, 6 minutes. Chris, how might you change this for a religious or a nonprofit to help keep lights on and expand? Well,
I have like a nonprofit project, and to me, it's the same principles. Like good marketing is good marketing, whether it's nonprofit or for profit. I don't know what you would change. If you want more people to be involved with your nonprofit, then you need to use good marketing principles.
yeah, your call to actions would change. Sometimes it's like membership oriented. Maybe it's an event based nonprofit. Maybe it's funds based nonprofit where you're raising funds. So your call to action may change behind the scenes, and that may have different sets of marketing principles that you may use. But yeah, Martin's asking, my challenge currently is that I made physical products for fitness. I have struggled with lead magnets and offers as they need the product first. Any ideas would be much appreciated.
So apps for fitness, and sorry, the problem is what? I didn't follow that.
Yeah, I have struggled with lead magnets and offers as they need the product first. I think it's a unique scenario here, right?
I'd like more context, because there's almost no case where you can't like test something before actually having to like buy it. Like even if I want to open a restaurant, it's like, well, how do you test? Like you go to a farmer's market with your food and you get people to try it in front of you and you get feedback. Like you don't want to sell crappy lasagna if it's crappy, but you don't want to spend 500 grand to open a restaurant if you have crappy lasagna. Like there's almost no exception to where you can't test something or sell something before you actually have it.
Yeah, even course creators, as an example, they build out a Zoom gathering together and test out the content before they go record content. That's very normal in the course creator world, right? Is to build and sell before record.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So here, someone's saying, so attention takes it to different lead magnets, GHL quizzes, to funnels based on the quiz, payment wall, Stripe checkout. Well, that's if you're selling your lead magnet, but it could be free.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, let's see. Someone's asking, can Chris show again how to get to the vibe coding inside of the app?
Settings, labs, AI Studio, toggle on.
Yeah. Cool. So let's end there, Chris, on the Q&A. What are some final thoughts that you would give us as we kind of close out the 2-day workshop? I know there's a ton of people in here that are brand new in their world of entrepreneurship. Maybe they're still at their 9 to 5 right now as they're watching during their lunch break, and they see two guys talking about all these things, and they're like trying to figure out how to make an airplane on the way down as they try to jump off the cliff. I remember how scary that was 12 years ago. Can you speak to those people that are just in the beginning stages of starting a business?
I mean, you're going to learn 10 times faster by actually like selling and building than by like planning and researching and reading. You just have to ship the thing. You got to press publish. You got to stop worrying what people think about you. There's too many distractions nowadays for people to be thinking about you in the first place. Just build, ship, launch the thing. Stop researching, planning, learning, looking for feedback, looking for mentors. Like you don't need a mentor. You just don't. Just build stuff and publish it. Whether good, bad, ugly, doesn't matter. And you're just going to learn so much faster.
I love that, Chris. Well, from the High Level family and our leadership here, I want to say thank you to you. Hopefully I can meet you in person in our Dallas office. I don't know if you know this, but we're building out a 20,000 square foot massive office in Dallas downtown. So I'm sure we'll have events there. We'd love to see you there, or one of the Dallas chapters or whatnot. For those of you that don't know about the chapters, that's a really big thing that's happening across the High Level world. But either way, thank you, Chris. I appreciate you taking 2 days out of your business time and teaching a lot of the things that you're doing and doing it very successfully. So thank you.
Happy to do it. This was a blast.
All right, man. For those of you that are watching still and you don't have a High Level trial for some reason, I don't know what to say. We'll see you on the next event. Bye for now.
See you guys.